everybody, and happy Easter. You never know what you're going to get when you tune in with me. So, Isa Bunny tree pose. Haha. I hope everybody is having a good Sunday. This morning was beautiful, and then this cold front blew through, and they're talking about snow. And I'm like, it's April in Oklahoma. Okay, so this is, of course, my Christmas Story rabbit outfit, but since it's Easter, we'll do double duty. Kind of hard to do yoga in a bunny suit, but we're going to do our best. I may have to shed it at some point, but know in your mind and know for certain that I am fully dressed underneath. So don't freak out. All right, so what are we going to do today? I do not know. But we'll start with some sun salutations, I guess, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how long the bunny ears stay up, because this tends to kind of fall down quite a bit. And who did just join me? Hi, Debbie. All right, here we go. So today I have my purple bolster, I have a strap, I have 2 blocks, and a blanket. I'll do my very best. Do my very best to pull this off. All right, so let's find your favorite wall. And hopefully you're in your Easter finest as well. We're gonna come into our mountain pose now. I gotta take these. I can't handle that. All right, we'll put those back up in a minute. So let's come into mountain pose, bringing the feet to about hip width apart. Arms are down by your side, palms are open. Ooh, do I look fat in this bunny suit? Let's start to breathe. I just looked at like the camera adds 10 pounds, right? And the bunny suit does too. On your next inhale, taking your arms up, interlace your fingers with the index fingers pointing. On the exhale, we're going to bend to the left. Inhale back to center, and exhale, bend to the right. Inhale back to center, separate your hands, soften your knees, and fold forward. And then my ears come down. All right. Let your head lead you on the inhale, rise back to standing, palms together, hands into your heart, step to the wall, extending your arms fully. On the exhale, coming down to the wall, inhale, coming back up, and on your next inhale, we're going to take the left leg back. Now I'm like cockeyed bunny. Lengthening through the heel, nice deep breaths. Inhale, stepping up, and on your next inhale, taking the right leg back. Once again, lengthening out through the heel. Breathe. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, walking out into half down dog, or in this case, half Easter bunny. Half down Easter bunny. Inhale, coming up. Step away from the wall. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise back to standing, hands come together, down into your heart, into Anjali Mudra. On your next inhale, taking your arms out to the side and up to the ceiling, interlace your fingers. On the exhale, we're going to bend to the right. Inhale back to center, and exhale, bend to the left. Inhale back to center, separate your hands, soften your knees, and fold forward. Let your head lead you on the inhale, rise to standing, hands into your heart, step to the wall, extend your arms, exhale coming down, inhale coming up, that's a bunny kiss. Inhale the right leg back, whoop, step too far. I gotta come back up a little bit. Got a little over enthusiastic there. Inhale coming up, inhale taking the left leg back. Lengthen through the heel. Woo. Inhale up. Exhale out into half down dog or down bunny, as the case may be. Inhale up. Step away from the wall. On the inhale, taking your arms up. On the exhale, folding. Inhale, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise back to standing, hands coming together, down into your heart. and down by your side. Ah, our sun salutations are done. Okay, gonna do a little mat cleanup there. So we'll come back towards the top of our mats. I'm gonna get my little magic cube that Debbie gave me. Let's see what we're gonna get today on this beautiful Easter Sunday. Apanasana, knees to chest pose. Okay, well that works because we're gonna do cradle rock and happy baby. Kelly has joined us. Yes, you're late and it's Easter. What do you mean, what the hell? I gotta drink, does it make me look fat? Better late than never, Kelly. All right, so here we go. Let's come back into mountain pose. And like I said, I may not be able to keep this on for very long. The ears are driving me crazy. Bringing the feet to hip width apart or wider. Outside edges of your feet are parallel. Arms are down by your side. Palms are open, full of energy. Relax your shoulders. Nice deep breaths. Just really rooting your feet down into the mat, or in my case, your paws. I really need some slippers to go with this. Be cute. On your next inhale, let's bring the arms up. On the exhale, fold forward. Coming into Uttanasana, you're standing forward bend. Woo. Just let your ears hang down. And you can anchor your hands either to the backs of your legs, to the mat, to blocks. You can go into half standing forward bend. I need a tail too. I'll be working on that. Just relax, breathe, keep those knees soft. It's good stuff. Keep the breath going. And then we'll bring the hands to the mat. On your next inhale, take your left leg back. Turn that back foot to 45 degrees. Inhale and rise into warrior two. And I lose my ears again. So make sure that your right knee is stacked over your ankle. And the arms are up level with one another. And your body is at center. Looking out over your front hand, unless your neck is bothering you, and then you can look to the side. And just breathe. I need my ears back. Whoop! There we go. Nice deep breaths. On the exhale, dropping your right arm to your right leg, bringing the left arm straight up or over into Parsvakonasana, side angle. Looking up or down, carrying the weight of the pose in your feet and legs, not in your arms, so you should be able to lift that arm with no problem. You don't want to rest into the arm that's on your right leg because then your shoulder starts to get compromised. Are you still laughing, Kelly? It's kind of hard to do yoga when your instructor's wearing a bodysuit, huh? Except I'm not your instructor anymore, I'm just a yogi. All right, let's inhale, reversing the warrior. Taking the right arm up to the sky, left arm down your back leg. Looking up or down once again. Just breathe. Then we'll inhale, coming back up into warrior two. Drop your arms. Let's shake the legs out a little bit. Man, I'm looking out my window and this wind is fierce. It must be going about 45, 50 miles an hour out there. We had some really killer storms last night too. They were crazy. All right, let's take the legs to a nice, comfortable but challenging width. Outside edges of the feet are parallel. Let's inhale the arms up. Bring the palms together and we're just going to trace a line down the front of the body. Nice and slow, descending to the mat. Soften your knees if you need to. Bring the hands out in front of you and just push into your palms to flatten your back. Nice tabletop. Oh, that feels good. Yes, indeed. Then we're going to walk the hands through the legs, turning the fingertips towards the wall behind you. Soften your knees if you need to. Just stretch out. If you'd like to rest your bunny ears on the floor, feel free to do so. or the crown of your head. And just breathe. Then we're going to walk the hands back through. On your exhale, walking your hands over to your right leg. One hand to the back of the leg, one hand to the foot. Keep that knee bent if you need to bring your torso close to your leg. And then we'll exhale back through center and come over to the left leg. Exhale back to center. Let your head hang heavy and your arms hang heavy too. Keep your knees bent. We're just going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Think ragdoll or limp bunny. Until we get to the top. And then I lose my ears again. Alright, so let's turn the back foot to the wall. So we're going to turn that foot straight out. That'll be the left foot. The right foot's going to go to 45 degrees. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, lunging into warrior two. So once again, making sure that your arms are up level with one another, your body's at center, and you're breathing. Nice deep breaths. Virabhadrasana 2. Probably my favorite of the warrior series. And warrior 3. On your exhale, dropping your left arm to your left leg, bring your right arm straight up or over into Parsvakonasana, side angle. Then we'll inhale, reversing the warrior, taking the right hand down your back leg and the left arm up to the sky. Looking up or down and breathing. And inhale back up into warrior two. And we're going to drop the arms. Shake the legs out. Shake it out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then we'll separate the feet out once again. This time we're going to turn the toes out. Got to get the ears back up. Bring the arms up into goalpost. On the exhale, we're going to squat down into goddess pose. And breathe. And if you want to sway back and forth, you can, or you can just keep it stationary. That's up to you. This will build some heat, especially using a bodysuit. And we'll come to a stop. Inhale, power up. And for balance today on this fine, beautiful Easter Sunday, we're going to do warrior three. So, we're going to start with the left leg in front and the right leg slightly behind that. You can start with your hands in Anjali Mudra, or you can inhale and bring them overhead. I prefer them in prayer. Find your focal point. Get your breath. When you're ready, you're going to bend the front knee. Start to bring the back leg up. Once it's up, straighten the left leg. Balance out the hips. So you're going to shift the right hip down. The left hip will come up, and make sure that the right foot is flexed. Breathe. You can also take your arms down by your side if you want. When you're ready to come out, bend the left knee. Set the right foot back down behind you. And then we'll bring the right foot out front. Take the left foot back. Once again, find your focal point. When you're ready, bending the right knee. Bringing the left leg up into the air. Left foot is flexed. Straighten the right leg. Shift the left hip down. And breathe. When you're ready to come out, bend the right knee, set the left foot down behind you, and come back up. And all while wearing a bunny suit. Okay, time to get on out of this thing. Woo! Starting to build a little too much heat there. But you knew I had to do it, so it's all good. It can make a reappearance on Christmas. All right, back to my regular yogi self. Whew, that's a bit of a workout. Okay, so let's come back to the top of our mats, bringing the feet back to hip width apart, coming back into your standing forward bend. Well, in a minute we're going to come back into it. Back in a mountain pose. Now we're going to inhale the arms up, exhale coming down now into your standing forward bend. Hands to the mat, and we're going to exhale and walk out into downward facing dog. Just breathe, get your hips up in the air. Nice deep breaths. Then we're going to exhale down onto both knees. Oh, I forgot to bring the phone down with me, so let me bring y'all down one level. There we go. All right. Down onto both knees. So we're going to come to standing on our knees, and we're going to bring the left or right leg out, to about a 45-degree angle. So that way when we go into this, it's going to set the knee up over the ankle the way it needs to be. Arms are going to be down by your side, and you want to push into the top of the back foot to take the weight off of the left knee. On the exhale, we're going to lunge forward into Cobra. Now the right knee should be stacked over the right ankle. You can take your hands to your knee, or you can inhale the arms up, interlace your fingers with the index fingers pointing. And then if you want to lean back into crescent pose, feel free to do so. Just breathe. Then we're going to exhale, opening up into a twist to your left. The right or left hand will go down to your back leg. The right hand will go to the right knee. And then exhale, turn forward, one hand to each side of the right foot, and we're going to sit back and stretch that quad out. Yeah. Ooh. And then we'll come back up. Assist that knee back into your mat or your blanket, if you have a blanket. Bring the left leg out to 45 degrees. Push into the top of the right foot. On the exhale, we're going to lunge forward. This knee is still pretty tender, so I'm not going to hold this for very long. Whew. You can bring your hands to your left knee, or you can inhale the arms up, interlace your fingers, leaning back if you'd like. You don't have to lean back. You can just stay upright. It's your practice. You can wear a bunny suit if you want. And then we'll exhale, twisting to the right. And then turn forward, one hand to each side of the foot. And we're going to sit back and stretch that left leg out. So when you're sitting back like this, you can either have your toes turned under or the top of the foot flat. I like to turn my toes under, but that's pretty personal preference. All right, coming back up. Whew. Then we'll come back onto hands and knees. On the inhale, we're going to drop the belly looking up to the ceiling. On the exhale, bring your chin into your chest, round your back. Just move with your own breath in cat-cow. Moo. Meow. I know, I'm all kinds of animals today. I'm a bunny, I'm a cat, I'm a cow, whatever. Just stretching, breathing. Move back a little. And on your next inhale, turn your toes under. On your exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. So once again, get your hips up in the air, soften those knees, make that shift. You got to make that conscious shift of the torso back toward the legs. Heads between your arms. On your next inhale, take your left leg up to the sky, lengthen out. And exhale, bring that knee up to the top of your mat, coming into pigeon. Here you can either do thigh stretch or mermaid or neither. If it's not in your wheelhouse today, and it's really kind of not in mine. And then when you're ready, you can come down to rest. Just make sure that your right leg is lengthened out behind you. You're resting on your left shin, not rolling over onto the hip. And you're breathing. Pigeon is such a nice stretch for the hips, for the leg, the groin. Stretches a lot of things. But it's not accessible to everybody, and I understand that. So, if pigeon is not in your wheelhouse, just do whatever you want. I mean, in reason, don't hop into headstand or anything, but let's come back up onto the palms. Turn the toes of the back foot under, moving back into your 3-leg downward dog. Set that foot back down on the mat. Inhale the right leg up. Breathe, lengthen, and exhale. Bring that to the top of your mat. Woo. Once again, you can do thigh stretch or mermaid if you are so inclined. Then you can come down to resting. Making sure that you're not rolling over onto your right hip. So if you have any problems with that, you can prop it up with a bolster, a block, or a blanket that's folded up into quite a few folds. I'm going to come back up so that you can see me. Not that you're probably looking, because you're probably listening, right? And talking back. That's what I discovered last night, is that some of you do talk back to me when you're doing this. So I think that's kind of cool. Probably like to hear what you're saying, but maybe not. Maybe not. All right, let's turn the toes of the left foot under, pushing back into your 3-leg down dog. And exhale that foot back down to the mat. And then we're going to inhale, coming out into plank. So move your feet back and closer together. Push into your palms. Nice deep breaths. Exhale the knees down to the mat. Now you have 2 ways of getting down to the mat from here. You can either come through 8-point, which I know is difficult for some people. So if you don't want to do 8-point, you're just going to shift your buns back and then crawl on down to the mat. But if you want to go ahead and come through 8-point, hug your elbows in, keep your buns in the air. We're going to start to descend by bending the elbows. Scoop down like a little inchworm, and then here we go down to the mat. I'm going to scoop back a little bit. Either way, make sure that your hands are at the base of your chest, elbows are guided in, tops of the feet are flat, and the knees are lifted. Let your breath and your hands raise and lower you into Cobra. Keeping your belly button on the mat. And breathing. And then exhale down. We're going to bring the arms out in front of us and just rest your forehead on your arms for a minute. Bend your knees so your feet are in the air, and we're just going to windshield wiper the legs. So just let the legs go back and forth from one side to the other. It's not going to be super deep since you're on your tummy, so you can't really get your feet as far down as you could if you were on your back. But just get some movement into your body. Feels good. Then we'll come to a stop. Release your legs down onto the mat. Bring your hands back to the base of your chest. The knees are dropped. Let's inhale, coming back up onto all fours. Make sure that your wrists are once again underneath your shoulders. And I want you to take your gaze off of your mat, because we're going to do Ruddy Goose, and it is a balancing pose. So you don't want to be looking down like we often do when we're on hands and knees. So you want to look off the end of your mat. When you're ready, you're going to take your left leg back, flexing that foot, and then you want to balance out your hips. So shift the left hip down, and the right hip will come up, and that balances them equally with your mat. You can stay right here, or you can inhale the right arm up. The palm is facing to the left. Just keep breathing, keep your focal point. You can stay here, or you can reach back, grabbing hold of your left foot in your right hand, and you can push the foot and the hand together. That lifts the knee. Breathe. Inhale, lengthening out. Exhale, hand and knee down to the mat. And we're going to switch sides. So on your inhale, take your right leg back. Make sure the foot is flexed, and then shift the right hip down. The left hip will come up. And again, you can stay right here. Make sure your focus is still off your mat, or you can inhale your your left arm up. Palm is facing to the right. And then if you want, you can reach back and grab hold of your foot. So I'm pushing my foot and my hand together, and that helps to lift my knee. But it doesn't help when I look at the camera to talk to you, because then I lose my balance. We'll inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, hand and knee down to the mat. Now you can transition into child's pose or into happy puppy, whichever you prefer. So of course, if you're in child's pose, you want the toes together, the knees as wide as you need them to go. Give your body some space. And then you rest back towards your heels, arms out in front or down by your side. If you're in happy puppy, the buns stay in the air, the chest and forehead melt to the mat, and the arms are out in front. Just breathe. And then we'll exhale and walk our hands back in and come to seated. We're going to come into easy pose, Sukhasana. So we'll bring the legs loosely in. The ankles will be uncrossed. Remember to use your props if you need to for anything. This knee and groin have gotten a lot better, but I still need some support on the right side. So I generally just prop my bolster there, and yeah. But even if you can do something like this and you use your prop the way I'm using it, if things start to get sore, then you want to go ahead and extend your leg. But for now, I'm good. So we're going to bring the hands to the knees. We're going to sit up nice and straight. Relax your shoulders. Breathe. Close your eyes if you want. Just focus on your breath for a little bit. It's not something that we often do because we're usually rushing around doing other things. The TV's on, or music, or whatever. So it's fairly rare that we just sit and listen to the breath. On your next exhale, drop your left ear to your left shoulder, stretching out the right side of your neck. Inhale the head back to center, and the right ear will go to the right shoulder. Just move with your own breath. On the inhales, bringing your head back to center. On the exhales, taking your ear from one side to the other, or I should say down to one side. Just a nice, slow way to stretch out the neck. Then on your next inhale back to center, we're going to keep the head there, and exhale, walk forward on the mat. So we want to make sure that we keep the sitting bones firmly rooted into the mat. And to help us in that regard, we can push into the palms. That pushes the hips back and keeps the sitting bones firmly connected. Keep your neck neutral. The crown of the head is lined up down the spine, so no turtle tucking, guys. So you should be looking out toward your hands, not down toward your feet. And then we'll exhale, walk the hands back in and switch the legs out. So now whichever leg was in the back will come in the front and vice versa. The hands will come back to the knees and we're going to sit up straight once again. And breathe. Really deep breaths, inflating the belly. Then we'll bring the left hand behind us. The right hand's going to come to that left knee. Inhale, sitting up. Exhale, twisting. Just twisting a nice, tall spine. You can look to your left or over your left shoulder. And then we'll exhale, transition through to the other side, twisting to the right now. Your back hand can be used for very light support or to give you a little bit of torque if you want to get a better twist. Ooh, my back just popped. Yeah, feels good. Then we'll exhale, turn forward, each hand back to its respective knee, chin into your chest, hang back, rounding into baby spine pose. The chin is tucked into the chest in this. And then we'll inhale, coming back up. Let's bring the legs out wide as we go into Upavista Konasana, wide leg seated forward bend. We're going to pull the buns out from under us, butt luggage. And you want to get a bit of a forward sit. So if you need to pull your thighs out and rotate them, go ahead. If you feel like you're okay without doing that, that's fine. Both feet are flexed. Palms are to the mat in front of you. On the exhale, we're going to walk forward, coming into wide leg seated forward bend. And once again, you want to keep your back as flat as possible. Your neck is neutral. If you want to grab hold of your big toes, feel free to do so. You don't have to. Oh, Sasha's gearing up. She's getting ready to go into timeout, I think. Just breathe. And remember, it's not about how far you go down onto the mat. It's just about keeping everything nice and open and getting a good stretch. I think I may have to go out there and bring her in here because she's being bad. She does not like to be away from mommy. On the exhale, let's walk back up. Release the legs one at a time, bringing the feet flat to the mat. And we're going to inhale, pulling up between the legs. Relax the shoulders. And then we'll exhale and let's go ahead and come down onto our backs. Not going to be too long of a practice today because, like I said, Sasha's out there being really bad. All right, so we rolled the cube earlier and we got knees to chest pose, Apanasana. So you're going to bring your feet flat to the mat and then bring your knees into your chest. You can hold your hands to your knees or you can wrap your arms around, just kind of bringing the knees down toward the chest as much as you can. Now, obviously, if you've got what we like to call luxury luggage or the girls are in the way, then you can just hold on to your knees or even your thighs and just feel the breath in your back. That's the whole point of this pose, is to feel what we call back breathing. So it kind of feels like an accordion starting to expand. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and either cross the ankles and rock and cradle rock, or you can come into Happy Baby, which Beth posted a great meme on that today in our Kula Connections group. It was cute. Just rock, breathe. Just getting into any place in your back that might really be bothering you today. And then we're going to come to a stop, uncross your ankles or bring your feet back down. We're going to extend the left leg onto the mat. Take the right arm out to the side of the body. The left hand will stay to the right knee. On the exhale, you're going to twist down to the left into revolved abdomen. Keep your shoulders as flat as possible to the mat as you can. So sometimes you have to actually lift your shoulders and lay them back down after you've twisted. Then you can look up to the ceiling or over your right arm or right shoulder. Try to make sure that your right foot is anchored somewhere, whether it's resting on the mat, resting on top of the left leg, or resting behind the left leg. Or you can prop it up on a block or a bolster if you prefer. Then we're going to inhale that leg up, give it a little tug into your body, extending the right leg onto the mat. Bring the left leg into your body. The left arm goes out to the side, right hand to that knee. On the exhale, twisting to the right. And once again, taking your shoulders as flat to the mat as possible. If you can't reach your knee in this twist, just take your hand to your thigh, just to give it a little bit of weight. But you want to keep that left hand out to the side for counterbalance so you don't turn too far. Otherwise, we tend to twist a little further than we should. Just keep breathing. You guys keep breathing. I'm going to go check on my little one to see what she's doing. Okay. I think we're going to be able to finish this up without her going crazy. So inhale, bringing the knee back up. Give it a little hug. And then extend your leg out onto the mat. And we're going to go ahead and come into Shavasana. And I know this was not a super long class today, but with her out there fussing, I can't do but so much because she drives Ken crazy. All right, so get whatever props you need. And then take your legs out to the width of the mat. Let your arms down by the side of your body, or you can put them onto your belly. Then you're going to close your eyes, bring your breath back to its natural rhythm, and rest into your mat. Just letting the mat support you, focusing on your breath. Let's start to get some movement back into your bodies. Coming very slowly out of Shavasana. Maybe wiggling your little fingers and toes or turning your head from side to side. When you're ready, rolling to one side and resting for a breath or two before coming gently back to seated, back into easy pose, where I have brought my ears back into play. So my final thought for today is if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. So just remember that in this time where it feels like we're kind of standing still and nothing's really happening that's any good, we just got to keep moving forward. So remember to use your yoga breath and get some outside time. Not right now because the wind will blow you down the street, and not maybe tomorrow or Tuesday because it's supposed to snow. But by Wednesday, it's going to be really nice again. So go out in your backyard, garden, whatever. But I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Easter Sunday. And thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, from one bunny to another. Virtual hugs, and I love you guys.